Hello, Olga. Hello, Mr. Cool. Welcome back to Chaos Had NoaH. Last time we finally finished you as root, and the first and only root I bet to end without a single death. Takumi really didn't know much about who he was or anything like that. Hello, Saya. Welcome to the stream. And he kind of reconciled with Yua, and we learned a lot about her. Basically that she was actually Mia, her sister, and they had swapped places, which is something I'm familiar with from other visual novels concerning twins. And basically she had died, when the sister had died while she was disguised as her. And like, she always felt inferior to her sister, so she kind of took on her identity. And that's basically the big mystery about Yua. She's actually, her true personality is actually very different from what she presents herself as. And she's too afraid, you know, to actually be herself. So that's surprising. I do wonder if in the true ending she'll bring that up also. But yeah, surprisingly little deaths. But now it is time, after all the work we did at the end of the last stream, to view the bad ending, which is called Crying Sky as opposed to Silent Sky. And I don't think we're going to be as lucky with no character deaths in this one. Oh boy. Shinsen Station of the Inokashira line was one stop. Oh, I just want to make sure that, yeah, okay. One stop from Shibuya, with it taking only about a minute to arrive there by train. The station itself was situated within an underground tunnel, resulting in the only natural light being the beam seeping in from the opening at the end of the platform. Due to the earthquake, all of the lights had gone out, enveloping the area in a far thicker darkness than usual. Oh yeah, we're doing this. Okay. We're starting right here. Carrying Orihara Kozue's body on her back, Aoi Sena set foot onto the platform. There had been no need to buy a ticket. Not a single staff member was present in the vicinity, and none of the ticket machines were in service. Only a glance was necessary to understand how horribly warped the railway tracks had become. It was no wonder that the trains had suspended operation the day before. Kozue's breathing would turn laborious at times, but she was far from conscious. Dried blood was caked on her forehead. During the earthquake, she had been caught in the wake of a collapsing building and had not regained consciousness since. Giggling maniacs are unable to use their power to heal. Okay. Oh god. God damn it, is it doing the thing where like a lot of it is the same, but it's not letting me skip? Oh. Hello, Exec. Welcome to the stream. God. Oh, wait. No. Oh, shit. What did I do? Right. Sena unable to assist. Yeah. So lower. She sifted her gut. Okay, yeah. This is the same so far. Hello, Zarmagus. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, even though it's the same so far. It's not letting me skip. Olga, do you know when it starts being new? Does anyone know when it starts being new? Because this is so far identical. Oh, no. Oh, now. Oh, never mind. Oh, there we go. Okay. Whoa. We've entered hard mode here, where the boss has been replaced by an even tougher boss. Oh boy. Here we go. Finally, I found you. At the end of her gaze, in the dark recesses of the platform, two figures stood shoulder to shoulder. One was a tall man wearing an expensive suit. Yeah, that's true. Kozupi wasn't unconscious last time she was hurt, but she wasn't unconscious. But a lot of the lines were the same. His whole body exuded an aura of refinement. He had excellent posture, and a relaxed smile rested on his lips. The other was a homeless man clad in filthy rags. His hair was unkempt and shaggy, and his face was covered in stubble. The man's head was hung low, rendering his expression difficult to accurately discern. Their appearances contrasted violently. But the two men did nothing but stand silently on the dim, empty station platform. Senna felt nothing but raw hatred towards both of them. Did he already kill the other two dudes? Narose Genichi and Hatanoise. Even if she wanted to forget about them, she would never have been able to. The ones who killed my mother and sister, here to say hello to me. A long time ago, her mother and little sister had met their gruesome ends right before her eyes. And the people before her now were the very people who had killed them.
It was never my intent, Senna.
With his head still hung low, this homeless man, Hatano, let out a desolate murmur.
I tried to stop the experiment. Once the gears had begun to turn, I was no longer able to stop them alone. This man.
Hatano took a fleeting glance at Narose's expression. Narose said nothing. His composed attitude remained unmoving.
This man. He was the one who ordered the experiment's continuation. I never desired what came afterward. The fault lies with this man, Narose.
Well, I think she already kind of knew, given what she just said. So hopefully she won't try to kill her father first, but this is the bad ending, so...
Please understand this, Senna.
Senna's repugnance billowed as she listened to his words of repentance. You let my mum and sister die. That is an undeniable truth. If you regret it so badly, why did you run?
To protect the world.
Bullshit!
I cannot say I admire this disobedience towards your father, miss.
It was the first time Narose had spoken.
Indeed. Your family meeting a tragic end was the result of the order I had issued. We had already collected a sufficient amount of data. The experiment truly was fruitful.
Fruitful? Here we go. Oh boy. He's really fucking strong, Senna. I wish if Kozubi was awake, you two might stand a chance together. Senna swiftly reel-booted the D-sword she held in her hands. The resulting shockwave stirred her long black hair. Purple, black.
Kill him, Senna.
Oh, that's the father saying that.
He's the source of everything.
I don't need you to tell me that! Hello, Nagitone, welcome to the stream. Sana had already kicked powerfully off the platform. Without brandishing her sword, she closed the distance. Phenomenal display of her explosive power. Ooh, he's gonna curve stomp. Oh boy. Her target, Narose Ganichi. She mowed him down with her D-sword. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. He's just gonna Uno reverse it or something. Even the air was torn to shreds. Narose's head tore free and flew away from its source. Senna followed it with her eyes when suddenly, Narose's flying head distorted mid-flight. Yup, and transformed into that of her father's. Oh, fuckberries. Stunned, she looked at the headless body that stood before her. It had been wearing a suit only a moment ago, but now it donned the clothes of a homeless man. Devoid now of any and all power, it tumbled backward lifelessly. Eyes wide as could be, Senna looked at Hatano, who'd been standing just beside it. He turned to face her in return, his bearded face warped into a vicious sneer. His face contorted as if a mosaic had been affixed to it, and his body contorted in a similar fashion. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, wow, he decided to do a different trick. Well, the end result is still the same. Oh, fuck. Because he did die. Okay, so he actually isn't there, but he did it in a different way. The very next instant, Hatano took on the face of a man Senna did not recognize. His age, his face, his aura, they all differed greatly from her father's. Senna was overwhelmed with confusion. She took another unblinking look at the head she had just severed. After tracing an arc as it flew, it had splattered blood upon where it struck the concrete. It was her father's face, it was her father's head. Senna could not look away. An illusion made by a delusion. Realizing that, Senna's breathing grew shallow and ragged.
You know, Senna-chan.
The man who was supposed to be her father, the man who was now a completely different person, spoke Senna's name in a far too friendly way.
What you did just now, doesn't it very much make you the same as your old man?
It was the result she had longed for all throughout these past 6 months. It should have been, and yet Senna was assailed by a fierce inner turmoil. Oh, come on, Kozubi, wake up and do nothing personnel. Come on, please. Her father had just been reduced to a head, and his eyes trained directly on Senna.
Decapitating your own father. Now that's gnarly.
Dad. Still not comprehending why she was experiencing such psychological shock, Senna heard something tear deep inside her ears. Ooh, shit. They heard a voice. The screams of Senna's mind. The scream which cursed reality. The scream which emulated madness. I followed that cry all the way to Shinsen Station. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. When I set foot on the dim platform, a faint smell of blood hung in the air. Kozupi was lying against the wall unconscious. And there on the platform was Senna, stuck to the ground with her back facing me. Her head was pointed down, and her long hair was covering her face. I couldn't see her expression. Right beside her was a headless body. Then it occurred to me that the round object lying a few meters away was the head that had once been attached to it. It was Hatano-san. The more I realized that, I bit my lip hard. Oh man, talk about a stroke of luck.
A man was standing on the tracks. Contrasting heavily with the suit he was wearing, he had a rucksack on his back. Harsh mechanical noise was emanating from it. Suwa Mamoru, a detective from the Metropolitan Police Department's Investigation Division. This wasn't the first time I'd run into him. And I knew exactly what he'd done. You see, I originally came here to get rid of those annoying Asatanos. But look who decided to crash the party. What's up, Nishijo-kun? I really appreciate you tossing yourself into the line of fire like that. I was told to grab you if I ran into you. So here we are. By who? Ah, that one's top secret. He smiled a flippant smile, one that was somewhat reminiscent of Detective Bond's. But there was one key difference. Detective Bond's smile had always been just an act meant to throw people off or rile them up. When it came to Suwa, however, this sly smile was who he truly was. Hey, asshole. You know where to find Narose? Oh, come on, Nishijo-kun. Suwa heaved a sigh as he shook his head in an exaggerated manner. Would it kill you to throw a bit more respect my way? I'm older than you know. With my eyes still trained on Suwa, I cautiously jumped down from the platform onto the tracks. Senna was still motionless, so I ended up effectively shielding her back.
Oh god, is he gonna do the same Uno reverse? Oh shit. Wait, how does he even know Bond is dead? What? How does he know Bond is dead? Huh? How is that possible? Bond died at the freaking hospital. Nobody knew he was dead except maybe Ise and Yua. Huh? What? How in the world did he find this out? And Takumi barely knew Bond.
You were the one who killed Bond.
Oh yeah, that's right. He used the God's gaze and saw yeah, that's right. He saw everything. Yeah, that's right. Thank you guys. Okay. I forgot he did his like supervision thing. He saw everything that Shogun did. Thanks, guys. I forgot. It's been a while.
Yeah, what of it? You're a detective. You go as low as to kill people. That's real rich coming from you. I grip my D-sword tightly. As if I'd ever be polite to a bastard like you. Like I said. That's real fucking rich coming from you! Even from this distance, it was clear to see. The smile on Sua's face had disappeared. You're just as much of a murderer as I am.
違うとは言わせねえぞ。お前は葉月志乃を殺した。
And now, I won't let you call bullshit. You killed Hazuki Shino.
俺は今すぐにでもお前をぶち殺したいんだ。
You have no idea how much I'd love to tear you to fucking shreds right now. Hazuki Shino, the nurse who had been the real New-Gen culprit. She and Sewer were both disciples of the Cosmic Church of the Divine Light. Was that all? I gulped audibly.
信仰の救いのためにそれは自制する。
Oh, we're gonna learn more about them. That's cool.
その代わり
For the sake of the Divine Light's salvation, I'll restrain myself. But in exchange,
俺が責任持って
I will make absolutely sure
心を殺してやる。
to murder your heart and mind. I attempted to brandish my D sword, but it was obvious that I wouldn't be able to do anything. Just a reflex. Just like I'd expected, I wasn't able to do anything at all.
Why?
Delusion driver!
Oh, it's just him. Wait, what? Oh, he's using the supervision.
I found myself in a dimly lit room. In that room was a single man talking to another much older man through a large screen.
諏訪君、君と葉月君にやってもらいたい修行があるのだ。
Okay, so we're getting more on this. Oh.
Shuakun, I've prepared a form of training I'd like for you and Azuki-kun to undertake.
はい、なんなりと。
Yes, sir. Whatever you ask.
人を殺してもらいたい。
I want you to kill.
相手は誰ですか？
Who is it I'll be killing, sir?
相手が何者かに意味はない。
There is no particular reasoning regarding who.
と申しますと、
Humbly, sir. May I hear more?
特に決まりはないと言っておこう。殺す対象、殺し方はこちらで指示する。
Let us say there are no exact rules on the matter. Simply obey the orders of whom to kill and how to kill them.
我らが進めているプロジェクトノアを完成させるため、西条匠という少年に心理的揺さぶりをかける必要があるのだ。
To bring about the completion of Project NoaH, it is crucial that we enact a psychological attack upon the boy known as Nishijo Takumi.
揺さぶりですか？
An attack, sir?
恐怖を与えるんだ。しかしその少年の秘めた力は強大だ。直接的な行動はこちらの身に危険を及ぼしかねん。
You must instill in him the greatest of terrors. But beware, for the boy harbors a frightening power. Direct engagement will require extreme caution.
故に連続猟奇殺人事件を起こす。
Therefore, I ask that you create a string of abominable incidents, a set of grotesque serial killings.
たったそれだけのために殺人を。
Murdering people just for that?
My God. I don't expect Sua to have like moral fiber like about this.
不満かね？
Having doubts?
シノもその修行に参加しなければなりませんか？
Is Shino to take part in this training?
当然だ。俺は信仰の理想郷を築くためであり、同時に君たちに信仰の救いをもたらすだろう。
Why, of course. This is all to build our utopia of the divine light. You two shall bring about the salvation of the divine light.
そういうことであれば。
If that is what you command, then it shall be done.
時に、葉月くんはお腹に君の子を授かっていたな。
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Incidentally, Hazuki-kun has blessed us with a child within her womb. Pray tell how soon delivery.
あと2ヶ月ほどです。
Oh god.
2 months, sir.
その子供を信仰の救いのために捧げたまえ。
Same Nagitona. My god. I am so glad Narose fucking killed him.
Offer it forth. Offer your child so that we may bathe in the salvation of the divine light.
殺せとおっしゃいますか。
He was. I'm surprised he has these reservations.
You wish for me to kill it?
聖なる犠牲だよ。こう捧げれば、君と葉月くんには大いなる信仰の救いがもたらされる。
It is a holy sacrifice. Offer your child and you will both bring about the great salvation of the divine light.
大いなる信仰の救い。
The great salvation of the divine light.
かしこまりました。すべて教祖様の仰せのまま。
Unbelievable.
きっとシノ
Oh
も喜びま
god.
す。信仰の救いあれ。
With pleasure, sir. All will be as the glorious founder commands. I know Sheena will be similarly pleased. May the divine light save us. Suddenly, an insanely powerful wind blew against me, pushed me backward hard, nearly knocking me over. I tried desperately to brace myself against it. However, my body didn't do what I asked. Instead, my body curled up into a ball on the spot. My body wouldn't listen to me. It moved by itself. It was like my body wasn't my own. Before I knew it, my surroundings had gone completely dark. When I looked below, I saw the nightscape spreading out before me. If I didn't know any better, I could have easily mistaken all the lights in the sky as a sky full of stars. I suddenly realized that I was standing somewhere ridiculously high up.
Oh wow, I'm glad I got. Oh my god.
Beside me were 4 men and women I'd never met. No, I knew one of them.
Oh my god.
Yua. For some reason, though, she wasn't wearing her glasses. No, that wasn't Yua. It was Mia, Yua's younger twin sister. The one who should have died a month ago. Which meant this was... the roof of Cornelius' tower. My body wasn't my own. I was wearing a school uniform I didn't recognize.
Oh my god! Is he being Giornoed? Oh my god.
I was wearing a school uniform I didn't recognize. Even the body type was brawnier than my own.
Oh god, is he being Giornoed? Oh god. Does Nerose have fucking gur? Like, what the fuck? Oh my god.
When I saw that there were 4 other people huddled together on the ground, wailing loudly as tears poured down their faces, led me to guess what exactly was happening. This body that my consciousness had invaded belonged to one of the 5 victims who had died in the first NoaH case. The group dive. Through no will of my own, my field of vision, ever so slowly, panned over toward the helipad. Shogun had filmed the video, so he should be here somewhere.
But it was Shogun. Yep. So yeah, as I thought, both of them were the NoaH killer. It was them 2 working together.
There, Shogun was wearing a Darth Spider helmet on his head and a black cloak draped over his body. When Shogun had cornered me and Ofrand, he'd been wearing something similar. But was this guy actually Shogun?
Finally he knows, because he talked to Shogun before and he had the biggie damn hero moment. So he should know this isn't really Shogun.
No. His legs were slightly peeking out from his black cloak. He was very clearly wearing slacks. In addition, his legs were thick, like those of a healthy adult male's. They weren't...
Goddamn modern freaking expressions. Jeez. Oh my god. Oh my god, Takumi. I kind of wish they would change that. Because... okay.
They weren't the skinny, pathetic legs that belonged to Shogun, to Shijo Takumi. No bones protruded from them. And when I looked closer, I realized that even his sitting height was completely different. The cloak kept him hidden, but his shoulders also looked fairly broad. At the very least, the man wasn't Nishijo Takumi. And he wasn't carrying a video camera. Suddenly, from the darkness spreading up beneath the fake Shogun, behind the fake Shogun, I heard footsteps. Dragging footsteps. And not just one set of them. It wasn't a hallucination. Strange footsteps belonged to many, many people. There had to be several dozen unknown entities lurking in the darkness. The footsteps hadn't been in the video that had been uploaded on YouTube. Not to mention, there shouldn't have been any way for this many people to have gained access to a helipad. And what the hell was this sound? The 4 others beside me continued to wail in grief. Through no will of my own, my body suddenly let out a cry and then began to tremble.
Oh god, what's this?
Something was coming closer. If I was in a low-budget horror movie, these dragging footsteps would have been zombies.
That's what it sounds like.
Zombies with arms and legs hang down limply in front of them. Their decaying bodies slowly swaying as they walked. But that was just in the movies. In reality, especially in 21st century Tokyo, there was no way a horde of zombies could possibly just show up like that. But if that was the case, then what were they? My heart felt like I was going to seize up in terror. I wanted to look away. But the owner of the body I had invaded refused to do so. Finally, the unknown entities began to emerge from the darkness. They choked all remaining space on the helipad. seizing all escape groups. I wasn't sure I was right to call it anticlimactic, but the ones who appeared were perfectly normal people. They wore suits, school uniforms, parkas, and they were of different ages and sexes. But they were still all people you'd expect to find walking around Shibuya at night. Save for one thing. Every one of the nearly 100 people there was gripping some sort of bladed object.
Oh my god.
None of them said a word nor even tried to. All that could be heard were their rasping evil breaths pulling together in an abysmal cacophony. For some reason I couldn't see their expressions very well. It was like their faces were made of paint that had been blurred by water. Their faces were blurry and disfigured. Were their faces actually deformed? Or was my sight itself the problem? I didn't know. They were sluggishly yet steadily coming towards us.
They're delusions.
They were like robots and programmed with a single mission. I thought that perhaps the fake shogun was ordering them around. It didn't seem to be the case. Every once in a while, he would move his wheelchair forward slightly. 5 people had been cornered, and now they had nowhere to run. Nowhere to escape from the 180-meter-high rooftop. They had no choice but to die. Grasping their blades, the mob grew closer. Closer and closer, little by little. Eventually, they were within reaching distance. And yet, even in these final moments, they all stayed completely silent. As well as this, even as they drew nearer and nearer, they didn't make any attempt to jump on any of the victims. The strange behavior only served to make them all the more terrifying. Terrifying enough to make me think. I need to get out of here, even if it means I have to jump.
その目誰の目
Whose eyes are those eyes? I heard an unexpected voice. The voice of the real Shogun, Nishijo Takumi. However, I hadn't heard it from the man wearing the Darth Spider helmet, but from overhead. It seemed like I'd been the only one to hear it. As if they'd rehearsed it, the 5 cornered people all stood up, joined hands with one another, and looked up at the night sky. Naturally, only the starry sky spread across the night. Shogun was nowhere to be found. Mind
そ
reading.
の目誰の
Whose eyes are those eyes? My field of vision slowly panned, and I saw something strange. Even though the nightscape should have been the only thing spreading out below me. I saw a long flight of stairs stretching downward, led right to the roof of the adjacent building, not Sign City, which was across the Metropolitan Highway. But the building nestled up next to Cornelius Tower. The building nestled close to Cornelius Tower. In fact, that didn't make any sense, because no such building existed in reality. Even so, 5 people had no suspicions that the staircase was delusionary. All they thought was about how they'd been saved by it. These thoughts, these emotions, were conveyed distinctly to me, and then, with only them in mind, they stepped forward. Hand in hand. They had to let go even once, and exactly as the group dive had ended. None of them possessed any desire to dive. So when the staircase they had been so convinced it was real disappeared, a feeling of empty air deeply shocked them. As they fell, they screamed from the deepest depths of their hearts. Falling. Wind pressure violently assaulted my body. Shrieks of the girl next to me emulated howls almost terrifying of beasts. She clutched my hand so tightly her nails dug into my flesh. Time it took the darker thrushes with incredible speed. Our surroundings were so dark. I started to hallucinate about falling into the never-ending abyss, one that endlessly sucked me down and deeper and deeper. And then
It's gonna switch to another one. Oh my god.
The bodies of 5 people collided with the earth. With a sickening crunch, they were pulverized. The pain struck without me expecting it. A single blow that led straight to death. The impact felt like my entire body had exploded and then been ground into a fine powder from the inside out. I felt the sensation of my heart violently contracting from the shock. And then my consciousness was severed.
Oh boy, he fell into the back rooms. Oh shit. Ooh. He's really gonna experience all the deaths that at least the one Sua did. Oh my god.
My eyes were forced open, and a new scene burst forth in front of me. I was walking down Tamagawa Dori. My body was completely intact.
Yep, this is basically Gur, except a limited version.
Yet the sensation of crashing into the ground remained distinct.
My god, Sua's delusion driver is insane. It's crazy he didn't want to use it in the real story. Oh boy.
Through no will of my own, I was walking down the street as if it were any other day. This body was no more in shape than my own. It wasn't me. A terrible feeling about this. Suddenly I noticed a strange man walking toward me, and when I saw him, I was forced to acknowledge my terrible feeling had been warranted. The man passed me. He was wearing a fairly normal suit, but on his head he had a Darth Spider helmet. It was all too surreal.
Yeah, at least the group dive was quick. The other ones are gonna hurt way more. Oh my god, hello Zash.
There wasn't anyone else around. I want to run away as soon as possible. And yet, despite my wishes, the owner of the body my consciousness had invaded looked over their shoulder at the man he had just passed. Darth Spider was right behind me. He was so close I could almost feel his breath. And bursting out of my blind spot, his fist flew straight into my stomach. All the strength left my body and my vision went black. Not long after I lost consciousness, I began to feel an intense searing pain starting throughout my abdomen.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh god, he's oh no! This one, oh god. So it's not just the ones he did. Oh shit.
When I opened my eyes, I was in an operating room. Wearing only white scrubs, Hazuki Shino was standing in front of me. Her scrubs were wide open, revealing her bloodied abdomen. Even though her face was sickly pale, she looked at me with a gentle smile. In her hand was a scalpel. A scalpel she slowly laid against my stomach. She applied some pressure, and with a slight ripping sound, a small incision appeared on my skin.
Oh god, he knows what's gonna happen here. Oh my god. Oh god, we have to do this again? Oh god.
Blood spurted from the wound, dancing through the air before landing on Hazuki Shino's face. Yet despite that, the same bright smile stayed plastered on her face. I watched in horror and pain as she slowly sliced me open. I had seen this scene once before. Back when I had read Hazuki's memories. The man-child case. Pain in my stomach was becoming unbearable. Screaming and sobbing, I tried to escape somehow by thrashing around, but my limbs were all fastened to the bed. I wasn't able to move. Any movement would lead to the pain in my abdomen growing far more intense. May the divine light save you, sir.
Oh shit.
With her hand resting upon my cleanly sliced open skin, Halsey began poking around the gushing wound with her fingers. That alone pierced me with enough agony to shatter my mind. I could very clearly feel the sensation of her fingers writhing around inside me. And then just started seeing her memories. Halsey forcefully widened the wound from both sides. Oh god! The sensation of skin and flesh tearing. Lack of anesthesia left the pain raw and unfiltered, causing me, along with the owner of the body, to lose consciousness, only to be woken up immediately after by the overwhelming pain. The details no longer mattered me, such as where it hurt or where specifically on my body the pain was erupting from. Sorry for not reading that. Oh god. Stupid autoscroll. Hallucinating all my nerve endings being pierced. I passed out again. Oh my god. But I couldn't escape. The pain mercilessly forced my consciousness back awake. I let my body writhe in pain. I found myself thinking that if it wouldn't release me from the suffering, I would be willing to bite my tongue off. But as I thought that, I saw something. There in Hazuki's hand was a blood-soaked fetus, something that served only to make her smile all the more revolting. This woman was real and truly insane. She took the corpse of the fetus she had removed from her own body and then plunged it deep inside my abdomen. Her hand and the fetus she was gripping tightly in it shoved aside my organs, gouged out my flesh, and gnawed deeper and deeper into me. I began to vomit blood, but even though it threatened to suffocate me, gargling screams rose to my drowning. Perhaps due to the pain overwhelming on my brain, my head felt strangely foggy. And yet, despite that fogginess, the pain refused to get any more bearable. I began to comprehend less and less of what was happening. Oh god, it's only just begun! Pain was all that ruled my mind. Hazuki then withdrew her hand from my stomach and nodded in satisfaction. Then, as if attending to a patient, she spoke a few soft words. You've done so well. The very second she finished speaking, she suddenly lost consciousness and her body collapsed to the floor. At around the same time, someone else entered the operating room. The sound of his shoes reverberated throughout it. But I had no interest in whoever it was. The sole thing I focused on was continuing my bawling and screaming, unable to feel anything but agony. Seeing the unnatural expansion in my stomach, I fell into a panic. Along with the pain, I began to feel an itchiness. It was itchy, really, really itchy. I wanted to scratch it.
Oh god, it's his brain being... Oh god.
My hands were tied to the bed. Suddenly a shadow obstructed my view. This dark spider appearing from almost nowhere. He picked up Hazuki in his arms, exited the operating room with her, then came back alone a few moments later, carrying a sewing needle and some nylon thread. What he was thinking I didn't know until he began to stitch together the wound on my stomach. Pain was practically nothing compared to the pain of having a foreign object shoved inside me, nor the agony of having my flesh ripped open. Our spider sewing was incredibly sloppy. Even a grade schooler could have done better. Every time he pulled off the fishing line, it chafed against the chasms he'd opened in my skin. The itchiness grew more intense, an unbearable itchiness. Itchy, itchy, itchy. I wanted to scratch it.
I know, right, Sarmagus?
If you just let me, I wouldn't even mind if I died. Tingling itch combined with pain. And even more than the pain, the itch threatened to drive me completely insane.
Oh god, oh god. Oh my god.
Did a mental state took me a while to notice the scenery changed once again.
Through the various re-releases, this ending was cut down at some points. I can see why they would. Oh my god, Mr. Cool. But this patch pretty much restores it to the original. Oh god. Oh, it got cut off before his brain started getting spooned out. Oh my god. But now we'll get to see how, like, the other ones happened.
Due to my mental state, it took me a while to notice the scenery change once again. I felt slight relief from the pain and the itchiness, but the sensation hadn't completely disappeared. Even now, as I stumbled through Shinsen, I have an itching center on my body, along with that.
Oh no, it's not over!
I felt the sensation of a foreign object in my abdomen. It was the pain of a needle weaving in and out of my body.
Oh, the brain was different. Okay. I thought it was the same. Sorry.
There remained as distinct lingering discomforts, continuing to torment my mind even now. I was on an unlit, rarely used road. As I walked down it, I saw a figure coming toward me. The road was so narrow we would have had to turn sideways in order to pass each other. When I saw what the figure looked like, my body turned to ice. Yet again, it was the man dressed as Darth Spider. We passed each other. Darth Spider didn't give any kind of reaction. My heart was beating out of my chest, and then something surfaced in my mind. An incredibly compulsive urge, one that made no sense for me to feel. Crusty old fuck had been hitting on my girl. Pissed me off like you wouldn't believe. I wanted to kill her. An extremely abrupt feeling drove me forward. The face of my girl was foggy in my memories. I couldn't remember her very well, to the point where I wasn't sure if she even existed in the first place. And yet the crusty old fuck had been hitting on my girl was crystal clear in my mind. I'd seen his face before. He was the victim of the Crucifixion case. My memory launched forward, placing me in a dark, narrow alley. I knew all too well the scene of the Crucifixion. Right in front of me was the victim of that case.
Oh, this time is he inside Sua's body?
A middle-aged man, and my hands were wrapped tightly around his neck. His body convulsed violently. Bubbles frost from his mouth, and his eyes rolled up the back of his head. Upon learning what it felt like to have someone's life disappear in my hands, I went slightly cold.
Yeah, this from Sua's perspective.
Eventually, the man stopped moving. When Komeda, the purchaser of this case, confirmed he was dead, I released my hands from his neck and let him collapse to the road.
Amida, like, what the fuck? Is this Danganronpa?
I could give it a single parting kick in the side, then immediately went to leave.
Uh-oh.
Heard a voice, and when I turned around, the man who was supposed to be dead was getting up. Eyes still rolled in the back of his head, and then he reached for me. With a yelp, I punched him, knocking him to the ground. But even though his movements were sluggish, he kept getting back up no matter how many times I hit him. I grabbed his neck again. Just as I'd done earlier, but this time with even more force. I wrung my hands tightly around his neck. I put all the strength I had into my grip, applying enough pressure to snap the bones in his neck. Stop moving again.
Oh, so it was someone different for this one, but he used the mind control to do it.
It's time to put my ear up to his mouth, I made absolutely sure he wasn't breathing and let him drop. I watched his body for a while. And then somehow, the man who should have died twitched violently and began rising back up. The expression on his face, one clearly fitting of a dead man's, didn't even change slightly as he moved. Rising up from the ground, he started coming toward me. I stumbled back in fear. I started to look down on my feet. A large number of cross-shaped stakes were scattered across the street. I had to stop him from moving anymore, drive a stake into the monster that I was facing. Or did not be screwed. Overwhelmed by the impending danger, I shoved the man against the wall before he could finish getting up. I picked up a stake. Before I knew it, I was gripping a hammer in my other hand. Once again, I found myself in an operating room. But it wasn't the man-child case again.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yeah, seriously, not even Monokuma would be this fucked up. And Fata Morgana was more into psychological torture rather than physical torture. Oh my god, like this. Like, oh my god.
Despite knowing that, the pain from that experience, coupled with the sensation of a foreign object in my stomach, continued to torture me, ground away each and every nerve ending. I could see two figures in my field of vision. They're both still as could be, staring in my direction with bated breath. One of them was Darth Spider, and the other was Hazuki Shino, her scrubs soaked in blood this time. Which is what led me to believe this was a different case than the man-child one.
Oh god, oh god.
I was lying in a bed. A needle for an IV was embedded in my arm. However, nothing was being injected into me.
Oh, this is the one where he's drained of blood. This isn't even the brain one yet.
Liquid.
This is the blood, the vampire one.
Liquid in the tube was flowing backward, and the liquid was blood. My blood, the blood that circulated within his body, was being sucked out through the IV. At the end of the tube, there was only an extremely dirty bucket, filled to the brim with blood. The blood continued to fall into the bucket. Drip, drip, drip. My head felt fuzzy. I was incredibly dizzy. I was assailed by an intensely peculiar sensation, one with a pleasant feeling, like my consciousness floating far away, intermixed with the pain and itchiness left over from the man-child case. Then, as if showing off to me, Darth Spider and Hazuki tenderly embraced each other like lovers. As the two supported one another, Hazuki's face couldn't have looked happier.
Is Chaos Child this gory?
Couldn't understand how she could make a face like that, while in the middle of creating that dried-up corpse from the vampire case. Or I could think about why I couldn't understand it. Pain grew far more intense. My throat was sapped of all moisture. My vision gradually darkened, and my consciousness slowly grew thinner and thinner.
Hello, Nate. Welcome to the stream, by the way.
Till eventually evaporated completely.
I could totally see that. Thank God that he's not going through everything. It's kind of abridged. Oh my god. But he's going through literally every case. CC is even more gory? Oh my god. How did that get on Steam but this didn't then? How is that on Steam first if it was more gory than this?
I then realized it was a vicarious experience. I was being forced to experience a series of new-gen murders vicariously, facing the pain of each case, the fear one by one. If If that was true, then there were still 3 remaining. Realizing that, my despair pulled me down even deeper.
先生
Doctor? Oh no. Oh no, here's the brain one. Oh god. Hello T, welcome to the stream. Oh god, it's freaking gore central.
Someone called out to me, and I came back to myself. I should have been in the operating room, but I was standing in the hallway of some hospital.
高階先生
Dr. Takashina?
And surprisingly, through no will of my own, my body turned around. Behind me was Hazuki Shino, accompanied by a somewhat somber expression.
折り入ってご相談があるんですが
Excuse me, Doctor. I would like a word with you.
ここだと人目につきますからこっちに
We attract attention out here, so please follow me.
Her voice quite apologetic, Hazuki entered an examination room. My mind screamed, "Don't go," at Dr. Takashina, but unsurprisingly, my voice didn't reach him. It was currently after hours in the hospital, so no one else was in the exam room. Hazuki walked steadily towards the center of it. I, Dr. Takashina, followed her without even the slightest doubt.
So CC is more visual. Like the text isn't as bad as this, but they have gorier visuals. I see. Yeah, I saw one of those like Knuckles approve meme videos about like the complete randomness as which visual novels Steam approves and which ones they don't. It just feels completely random. Like it's so weird.
I, Dr. Takashina, followed her without even the slightest doubt. And then she abruptly stopped. Just as I wondered what she was doing, a man wearing something black on his head leapt out from the darkness. I reeled back, startled, and with the man to shove something akin to a piece of gauze over my mouth. And just like that, my consciousness was stolen away.
Oh god. Oh my god. Oh god, that sound.
A piercing noise rang through my head. My skull was vibrating violently. But it wasn't just vibrating, it was being shaved to dust. I felt that sensation incredibly clear.
Oh god, that sound. Stop it. Stop it. Oh god.
Sound died down, and when I opened my eyes, the operating room once again. A collection of numerous eyes, many lights poured down on me from the ceiling. Shone down on me brilliantly, illuminating my face.
頭蓋骨が外れましたよ先生
Your cranium has been removed,
先生
Doctor.
の硬膜とても綺麗だわ
Doctor, your durameter is so pretty.
In a really enchanted tone, Hazuki said those words, picked a pair of scissors and used them to cut away the solid membrane covering my brain. I felt the sensation directly, and immediately following it, I was seized by a sickening, almost frustrating feeling. I, or rather Dr. Takashina, hadn't known that Hazuki had the ability to perform surgery, let alone open brain surgery. As all of this, my mind erupted with surprise, followed by me noticing that my body was incapable of moving due to the anesthesia. Hazuki wasn't alone in the operating room.
Oh god.
人工呼吸
There
器
have
な
been
しで
cases in
1週
which
間以上生きたっていう事例があるんです
patients had remained
ご存知
alive in
です
state
か
of brain death for over the entire week. Oh no.
Without losing the gentle smile on her face,
それ
Hazuki
って
whispered,
つまり
Oh no.
脳がなくてもしばらくは生きていられるっていうこ
In
と
other
ですよね。
words, people can live for
先
quite a
生
long
は
time without the
どれ
brain.
くらい生きられるかしら。
Doctor, how long will you live, I wonder?
I shuddered. An unfathomable terror rose out from within me. Halsey held a spoon in front of my eyes, only for it to leave my vision soon after.
高階先生に信仰の救いあり。
Dr. Takashina, may the divine light save you.
Without warning, I felt a foreign object being forced inside my head. Not inside my head in the sense it wasn't really happening. Something had literally been forced inside my head. I had the sensation of something entering me, then moving around. There was no pain. However, it was more than enough to fill me with disgust and terror. I think I shook off a piece of something onto a tray beside me. Only moving my eyes, I looked over the tray and see what it was. It was a beautiful pink color, but it didn't smash to a pulp. Oh my god. Reminded me of a soft salmon roe. Realizing it was my brain, my sense of dread peaked. I pleaded with her. Please stop.
救いあれ。
Salvation?
Instead, her expression turned to one of pure ecstasy. Her cheeks were stained a bright red scarlet as she carelessly dug through Dr. Takashina's brain, taking more.
Hello, Oze, welcome to the stream.
Suddenly I was having fun. I wanted to laugh. Suddenly I harbored intense hatred. He's being lobotomized. Suddenly I felt happy. Suddenly a furious lust burned within me, rising up and constricting my chest. She stirred my brain. Oh god, oh god. Stirring my emotions along with it.
Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Emotions different to what I myself felt boiled up within me. Because of these emotions, my mind, heart, and soul were drifting away from the consciousness known as me, forcing me to confront the ambiguity of my own existence. As the mental rape that sought to deny my own existence tore my mind to shreds, I found myself walking under a railway overpass.
You got 2 more to go, Takumi. Oh god.
If I went off on the case order this time, it would be the finger food case. As I expected would happen, my body was now a woman's. I was incredibly hungry, perhaps the victim had been on a diet or something. I crossed paths with the man in dark spider costume once again. Everywhere I went, he would show up. Considering how much his appearance stood out, why hadn't the police or mass media gotten anything on him at all?
'Cause of the mind control.
That looks pretty tasty, eh? The first time Dark Spider had said anything, he pointed at my right hand as he spoke. It was a surreal spectacle. For some reason, I was holding 5 bare chicken skewers.
Oh god.
Each one sticking out from the gaps between my fingers. Warm-looking steam rose from them, as did the juicy aroma of cooked meat. Both things further stimulated my appetite. Saliva overflowed from my mouth. Unable to wait another second, I took a bite. A sharp pain shot through my finger, but I couldn't stop chewing. Oh god! I'd never had such incredible, delicious chicken in my entire life. Tons of juices escaped from the meat dribbling down. It was delectable. It was to die for. In the blink of an eye, I cleaned the skewers completely. Before I knew it, Darth Spider had disappeared. But it didn't matter much to me. I didn't even care about that strange man at all. I wanted to keep eating. My stomach cried out for more food. Fingers on my right hand throbbed with pain, but my hunger easily overrode it. Once again, I looked at my right hand, and that's when I realized I hadn't just been eating holding chicken skewers. I'd also been carrying a large slab of meat.
Oh God. Yeah, and literally to die for.
Glorious protein was fastened to the bone with its dribbling juices. I had gotten my hands on this. How long had I had it for? That question, too, quickly became unimportant when faced my overwhelming hunger. I sank my teeth into the meat with all the strength I could muster. Excruciating pain. I ripped a chunk off. Oh God. Chewed it. Tasted it. Then gulped it down. Meat was tender and it carried a fair amount of fat. Played with my hands in the area around my mouth were greasy with fat, but I didn't care. I'd never experienced any such incredible flavor before. I tore the meat off the bone.
I don't want to make a Danganronpa joke.
The fat melted and gushed from my mouth, leaving a unique aftertaste. It hurt. For some reason it hurt so bad I thought I would die, but I kept chewing. Compared to how large the bone was, there wasn't a lot of meat on it. It didn't take long for me to eat it all up. First, I licked off the remaining tiny scraps of flesh. Oh God! The 5 bones protruding from the ends weren't too hard. If I wanted to, I could bite them off. I gnawed on the bones. A fierce pain ripped through me. A pain so intense I nearly collapsed on the spot. Oh God! Tears streaming down my face. I gleefully stirred up all the remaining juices that were all oozing up inside the bones. I tore free from one of the bones. The intense stimulus made me crumple to the ground, rolling the bone around in my mouth as I did. When I went to swallow it, the bone got stuck on my throat and I could no longer breathe. My legs swung around uncontrollably, kicking every which way.
So this is how they actually die, by choking on their own bone.
Before I knew it, a string had wrapped on my ankles, stopping them in place. I could no longer move freely. A dark spider was standing in front of me. Writhing in agony, the exposed bones on my right hand struck the ground. The impact sent violent, rippling waves of pain throughout my entire body. Immediately pissed myself. And I would never open my eyes again.
One more Takumi. Oh God.
With my eyes in a dim back alley, the scenery was a little different from before. And I was walking down the alley while leaning on a male DQN's shoulder. His face was horribly beaten and he looked like he was about to cry. Three of them, including me, were in awful condition. Clothes were soaked with blood, their faces were ridiculously swollen, they all had a number of chipped teeth. First thing who'd done this was probably me. The three DQNs beat me up. After all that happened, they'd had their torsos torn apart and died. Once again, the man in dark spider costume was there, standing at the end of where we were walking.
Oh God.
Hey, asshole! Who the fuck was that? The guy who was lending me his shoulder shouted at Dark Spider. With his face as it was, any impact could have had was pretty much halved. Who the hell was up with the Nishi, you piece of shit? He was like a fucking monster. So we turned the tables on you and ran away. You ran away. Lame. Just give us the money already. Hand it over. Money. Don't play dumb with us. You said it yourself, asshole. You said you'd pay us if we scared Nishijo shitless.
Wow, it was all due to him.
One of them grabbed our spider, holding him by the collar, lifted him up, then hit his black helmet with his hand.
They actually started to fight him.
舐めてんのか外せ外せよこら
You just go through some pretty fucked up shit. Take off the mask. Take off the fucking mask.
He forced the helmet off.
I already predicted the face that would be under it, and of course. There he was, Suamamoru, looking completely unfazed. He was Hazuki Shino's accomplice, so he was another culprit behind Nugent.
Oh, he didn't really figure out that the Darth Spider guy was him?
Suo rammed his knee deep into the stomach of the man grabbing him. His agile movements set him far apart from the reckless violence of the DQNs.
君たち3人とも用済みなんで。
Well, since I'm all done with you three. The ground shook slightly.
なんだ今の
Ooh, what was that?
Behind Sua there was a presence, hiding in the darkness deep within the narrow alley. Something was there, rumbling with an eerie growl.
Oh, from what I could tell, it wasn't normal size. Even though we couldn't see it, the fierce bloodlust given off by that monster made all our hearts seize up.
Oh god. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? Is that from Doom? And of course, Coco has to be freaking causing trouble over there. What the fuck? The fuck is that?
Eventually, the footsteps sounded like the very ground itself was rumbling. It showed itself. A literal, real-life monster. So unbelievably grotesque, nothing else like it existed on this earth. Its brown, slimy skin glistened. Gigantic head sat wedged between its shoulders. Scarlet eyes shone brightly. Mouth tore up on both sides, and its wrists were as thick as giant logs. The bipedal monster came up beside Sua, now with its gaping maw as wide as it could be. Its rows of sharp fangs glistened, reflecting the burning glare of the streetlights.
Dang. So they can literally make monsters. That's crazy.
Its roar was like a low, dull growl, and it was more terrifying than anything I had ever heard. No beast could have ever hoped to compare. This roar with such ferocity, even the very souls of all who heard it would tremble.
なんだこれ
What is that?
スパークオーズが好きなんすよ。
It's the fucking Rancor. Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm really into Spark Wars.
Oh my god. It's the fucking Rancor.
Sue was the only one who didn't seem bothered over the monster's appearance. On the contrary, he touched the monster's leg in blatant satisfaction, caressing it.
それに出てくるエイリアンス。
This guy's one of the big guys, one of the aliens from it. Another roar. The monster stepped one step closer to the frozen still trio. We tried to run.
Average Star Wars fan.
But there was no escape.
This one is not nearly as gory as the others. Yeah. Yeah, this one is like I think like coming down from like the extreme gore of the previous ones.
screamed for help. There was no one around for kilometers.
I'm kind of glad they had this one, because I think even they realized it was a bit too much. And this one is kind of more like fantastical.
An overwhelming difference in power. The potential between our species was too great. 3 of us were helpless when faced with the beast before us. First time in our lives we experienced fear from the deepest depths of our hearts. When someone is frightened like that, they fall silent, shrink back, and can't move even a single muscle. And so the monster let out a single breath and swung its log-like arms.
And they're all dead. This one was not nearly as bad.
In an instant, as they were mere ragdolls, the 2 of them were torn to shreds. Blood and viscera splattered across the alley, steam rising from their remains. Severed corpses of the 2 men were then viciously tossed aside, skewering them on the handles of a nearby telephone pole.
Adachi gonna Adachi.
君だけっすよ。
And that just leaves you. Sua's gaze pierced through me. I realized then that he was the one controlling the alien. I told myself this was delusion, but there was no point. In the face of absolute terror and overwhelming brutality, I simply slumped to the ground and pissed myself. All I could do after that was look up in a daze at the monster and then...
Kuzupi didn't murder anyone in Shibuya. She did in her old... She murdered people in her old town. Oh wait, actually... That's right, she didn't she? She hurt them a lot, but I don't think she killed them. Wow, Kuzupi really didn't kill anybody. She didn't kill a single fucking person. Oh my god. Yeah, she did really brutally assault people. She did do that.
All I could do after that was look up in a daze at the monster and then... My torso was ripped apart. I felt this in a way no other human being could ever possibly experience, and then I stopped breathing.
Back to reality.
How many times have I died vicariously? 3 times? 1 time? 7 times?
He went through them all, I'm pretty sure.
4 times? 2 times? 5 times?
Oh god, is he... Oh!
Oh no.
He really is in frickin' Gold Experience Requiem. Is he cycling through it over and over?
Human flesh tasted amazing. It hurt. No more. Darth Spider's outfit was surreal. It had to be a joke. So wait, how many times had I died? Wait, who died? Not me. I wasn't dead. That monster was seriously straight out of a horror movie. That monster was from, Suicide was from Spark Wars? So what? Human flesh tasted amazing. The bones, too. Why was Darth Spider black?
What? What kind of... He always wears black.
Hazakishina was sexy, but she was scary. She was crazy, but that was made her sexy. Darth Spider was made of bones. What was human flesh?
Alright, these are just like nonsensical phrases here.
How many times have I died in this prank? Or was it a prank? No, I wasn't dead. I was dead. Death, dead, dead. It was surreal. No more of the bones. I'm gonna die, Black died. So kill me.
Inside the rucksack, Sue wore worn as black. The port loud a strange mechanical sound. Sue had long since grown accustomed to hearing it. Because of that sound, he'd been able to murder the heart and mind of the gigalomaniac, Nishijo Takumi. He lifted up a heartfelt prayer and gratitude. No matter what, Sue would never let Nishijo Takumi get away with what he had done, for the boy had driven Hazuki to suicide. Hazuki was Sue's childhood friend, whom he had lived with ever since he was born. Sue recalled what she had told him several years ago, back when he had decided to aspire to become a detective, and she to be a nurse. How did they become part of this stupid cult?
私、守の子供を産みたい。
How did they become part of this stupid fucking cult? Mamoru, I want to have your baby. Whether their parents were oh, they were born into it. Oh, God. Disciples of the Cosmic Church of the Divine Light, and God and Glorious Founder have been in their lives since birth. Oh, no. Sue and Hazuki have both been raised as children of the Divine Light, and their betrothal was the will of the Glorious Founder as well. And so the two of them dutifully obeyed the teaching of the Divine Light, whose forced offered the life of their child within Hazuki's womb. Even when Hazuki had given her life as a martyr, she had still believed she was doing the right thing. Seven incidents, colloquially known as the New Generation Madness. Sue and Hazuki had caused them together. Partway through the incidents, Sue had grown quite flustered with when his senior, Bon Yasuji, pointed out all the inconsistencies in the group dive video. The video Sue had uploaded to YouTube and recorded by projecting his memories. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Some raincoat stuff right there. However, as it had been a few days since the incident at the time of recording, his memories had grown far less clear. So basically, this route is also giving us the full details on all the murder mystery in the most gruesome way possible. He had not remembered the exact details of the scene, but since the video would not have been realistic without them, he had expressly gone to Cornelius' tower to review the photos hanging in the lobby. As a result, the video had indeed been made more realistic, but he had failed to choose the correct picture. No reason to expect something would look so strikingly different between the tower's completion and the present. However, thanks to the political influence of the Glorious Founder, all of that had been suppressed. It would be unwise to underestimate the power of the Cosmic Church of the Divine Light's Glorious Founder. Yeah, this is like a whole, yeah, this would be a take-off on, like, the real-life Moonies cult, isn't it? Yeah. He had many connections within the government, and even managed to weave several of his followers into management positions at the Metropolitan Police. Yeah, that's what this is a reference to, isn't it? No matter how much like those like Bond cried out for justice, the natural conclusion to come to was that they would never be able to do a thing to harm him. Sue's position as a detective, Hazuki's position as a nurse, the support coming from the pressure of the Glorious Founder placed on the police and the media. The NoaH system terminals provided by Nozomi Technology. Utilizing all these tools, Sue and Hazuki had focused solely on killing. As for the reason they had gone to such lengths to continue killing people, it had all been for the sake of breaking Nishijo Takumi. I can't believe it was literally all for him. But it makes sense given that Hazuki was like talking to him online. After they forced him to awaken as a gigalomaniac, they would harvest his code, kidnap him, harvest his code sample. Alternatively, by breaking the delusionary Nishijo Takumi, they would lure out the real one, capture him, and harvest his code sample. As long as it was Nishijo Takumi, it made no difference if he was real or a copy. That was why Sua had acted as Nishito Takami, using a wheelchair in his impersonation attempt. It had all been foretold by a divine prophecy bestowed upon Sua and Hazuki, when they had to fulfill no matter what sacrifices they would have to make during its course. And now, after sacrificing Hazuki, they've been at least last been able to overcome the trials given to them by God. The face of the woman who had loved him, the one whom he had loved in return, rose in Sua's mind. He gritted his teeth in intense sadness, bearing the utmost grief. As he bathed in sorrow, Sua approached Nishito Takami, whose mind he had just slaughtered. Is that Senna? At the edge of the platform, Aoi Senna cradled the head of her father, whom she herself had decapitated. She had fallen to her knees long ago, and now she sat alone atop the train tracks. Her chest started deep crimson from her father's blood. She laughed. Drools slovenly seeped out from her mouth. Her eyes were unfocused. Sua, now having composed himself, glanced at the girl.
She's already long gone,
He muttered to himself inside his head. Oh God, what's gonna happen to Kozapi? In any case, her usefulness had expired, and he felt no need to kill her. When the Gigalomaniacs had been gathered in Tokyo for Project NoaH, there were still 2 whose code samples had yet to be harvested. This number excluded Kusunoki Yua, for she was an irregularity, never been suspected of being a Gigalomaniac. Oh wow. Even though it's actually Kusunoki Miya. The remaining targets were Nishito Takami and Orihara Kozue. How to be the infallible guidance of divine light, the 2 of them had fallen right into Sua's hands, in the same location even. He now received total proof that his actions had always been proper and just. For this, he held endless gratitude towards heaven and the glorious founder. Upon reaching Takami, he dropped to his knees, grabbed the limp boy's upper arms, and had to forcefully pull him to his feet. Takami had already gone hollow. He was no longer capable of standing. His heart and mind had perished completely.
serves him right.
With a snort, Sua began to walk away, dragging Takami by the arms along with him. Oh god. Oh god. Who is this screaming? Oh god. Oh god. Kuzupi was shouting something. Kuzupi was shouting something. Sounded painful. Like she was hurting, maybe having fun. I blinked my eyes. Where's Kuzupi? She was hanging from some weird cross art. Rimi was at her feet. She was lying on the ground, tucked up around the round. Kuzupi was weird. Her clothes were torn a lot. They were in pieces. And there was creepy crawling. Creepy crawling? What was? Her shell, her skin, her cheeks and her neck and her arms and her arms and her rump, belly button, upper thighs, and creepy crawly, squishy wishy. Knocks of thing wriggling under Kozupi's skin. Not 1. 10 thingies. 20 thingies. Maybe 30 thingies. I think they're parasites. Yucky little caterpillars. Oh god, oh god. Kozupi shakes her head around. Her eyes went everywhere. Lots of drippy. Her face looks super stupid or funny. She was also wearing a thinking on her head. So that's what code harvesting is? And yeah, Takumi sounds like he's been lobotomized. Lots of cords coming out of it like a toy. A super duper Power Rangers toy set or something.
楽しいことでもあったのですか？西条拓。
Yep, it's him.
Is there something amusing, Nishijo Takumi?
A no guy I've never seen before. Ooh.
なるほど。無意識に折原梢と妄想をシンクロさせているのですか？
Ooh, what's happening?
と物好きですね。
I see. So you've been constantly seem to synchronize with all your coach with Delusion. You're quite the curious specimen, aren't you?
そんなに焦らずとも。彼女の次は君にたっぷりとあの拷問を受けさせてあげま
Oh
すよ。
god.
There is no need to show such future. I'll make sure to charge you plenty of judge after her.
Who's next to me? I didn't want that. Who's next to me? No, I didn't want that. Who's next to me? I know I didn't want that. I didn't want any suffering. I didn't want any pain.
タク、
Taku?
あなたなら止められる。
Really? Even in this state? You can stop him.
今なら止められる。
Right now, you can stop him. Oh, hello, Rocks. Welcome to the stream. You're filling in what I say in your head.
あなたなら
I know you can. Maybe she have been time on my back, but suddenly, I felt a will of its own, the cord loosened the feather floor. Tired of lying on the ground, Remy just turned to gaze to me. Her eyes pleaded with me. A gigantic device sat in the center of the dome-shaped room, giving off an eerie hum. That is NoaH 2. Destroy it. Remy's eyes asked this of me. A tall, intellectual-looking man, NoaH, had his back turned to me, and he was watching Kozubi's torture with an earnest look on his face. I hadn't noticed me moving. There was no one else around. Not even sure. I could do it now. He was the only one who could. But I was scared. What if NoaH caught me? What if I failed? What I thought these things? My body began to tremble. There was something seriously wrong with this game, forcing the fate of the world onto someone like me. But I had to do it. That realization and resolve came to me with surprising ease. Maybe I'd grown stronger. Yeah, that was it. I was strong. I was super strong now. I stood up, slowly. NoaH still hasn't noticed. For a final boss who was a total dumbass. Was it that fun watching Kozubi suffering? A raw disgust flowed through me. I gritted my teeth. Come forth, D-Sword! Ripples appeared in the open air, and a blue light burst forth. I grasped it. I felt it. Neither cold nor hot, neither hard nor soft. I drew it from the Duroc Sea. Alright, he's getting his consciousness back. And a long grand sword settled in my hand.
何？
What?
He finally noticed me, but it was too late. I real-booted my D-sword. I sent particles flying to everyone's dead spots. I'd done it completely unconsciously.
Here we go. Oh god, see if you can salvage this.
The method that I'd used, or how it worked, didn't matter to me. I just had delusion had come to be. I gripped the hilt of my D-sword with both hands. Its glow transformed from blue to red.
Your mind and heart should have been annihilated.
He grew it back. He's a fucking nobody from Kingdom Hearts.
Nerose stared at me in disbelief. He was shrieking back. I'd won.
Yeah, he cured himself. My god.
I grinned from ear to ear. Raised my sword and formed a delusion. This was a sword of light. It possessed incredible power, prepared to cut through the very air itself. I called forth all of its power and swung the blade. It could reduce anything on this earth to rubble. Take this! My... I couldn't come up with a name for my special attack on the spot. I gave up shouting something out. Besides, this wasn't some shonen manga, but Collider can think of something! Delusion driver! Apodictum! Ah! I took the power I'd stored in my D-sword throughout my delusions and unleashed it toward NoaH too.
Dang. He was able to salvage it, maybe.
Two months later.
Oh boy, is everyone under mind control or not? Oh shit. The winter sky was fairly blue, but in exchange, unlike the summer sky, it was crisp, cool, and carried an almost translucent aura. It was morning. Oh, Takumi.
A few minutes ago, my eyes had opened to the sound of my alarm clock. Now, as I brushed my teeth, my gaze shifted up toward the sky. It'd been 2 months since that insanity. Shibuya was still in the midst of its reconstruction efforts. Ever since the new year had first kicked off little by little, Shibuya had slowly been returning to its noisy, gaudy-ass self.
Taku! Okay, his sister's alive at least.
A voice called my name.
Does she have her hand? Oh, it's Rimi. Sorry. Their voices sound very similar. Oh, this might be a delusion. This might be a delusion. I don't believe this for a second. Everyone's probably under the fucking mind control, I bet.
When I turned around, I saw Rimi making her way up the stairs. I hadn't seen her in school uniform since that day. Rimi gave me a big smile and took a salute-like pose.
Good morning. We got some breakfast whip up for you. This is either a delusion or they're in the mind control. No way this isn't like the worst ending. No way.
Rimi was holding it back from the convenience store. Inside were some eggs, milk, and white bread. Standing in front of the sink, she cheerfully started making preparations. For the past 2 months, Rimi had made it a point to come to my base pretty much every morning to cook me breakfast. Yeah, this is totally a fucking delusion. Apparently she hadn't done much cooking before she met me, so this doubled as practice for her. I want to tell her not to use me as her guinea pig. But just being able to eat a girl's own cooking at all made me incredibly happy, so I just bit my tongue and put up with it.
School starts up again today. You excited?
Ever since the earthquake, Suime Academy had been closed down, but it was finally reopening today. I plan to use this opportunity to leave behind my semi-shedden lifestyle
threatened by seriously attending school. Too good to be true. No way. It's gonna be psych at the end.
とまた学校に通えるなんて嬉しいな。
You know, just the thought makes me pretty happy. Can you go to school with you again, I mean?
As she said that, Remy cracked open an egg.
Oh. He got rid of the fucking Sarah, at least. As one would expect, it wasn't exactly feasible to eat outside or in the middle of winter. You'd freeze your ass off. To avoid that, Remy carried inside 2 servings of toast and scrambled eggs she'd made for us, and set them down on a small table beside each other. Once her hands were free, the two of us sat down next to each other on the sofa.
じゃあ、いただきます。
Well, take in.
いただきます。
Thanks. Itadakimasu! After putting my hands together, I reached for the butter sitting at the edge of the table.
However, Remy had done the same thing at almost the same time, and her fingertips. Yeah, this is like. Oh, this is that freaking old 1990s commercial. Same thing at almost the same time, and her fingertips brushed up against each other atop the container of butter.
What a rom-com ass plot point. Smiling wryly at that in my head, my eyes soon met those of Remy's, still sitting extremely close to me, and my heart began to pound.
This is so. Yeah, this is not real. No way!
Remy didn't take her eyes off me, nor she pulled back her hand. Both of us got rigid, staring at each other as our fingers touched.
Toku.
Remy entwined her fingers with my own. Her eyes softly closed and then ever so slightly lifted her face. Naturally, I held Remy's hand in return. I slowly neared her lips.
朝から何イチャついてんの？
Are you guys seriously flirting this early in the morning?
Ah!
It's the sister.
Flustered, I jumped away from Remy.
Does she have her hand? Yeah, she does.
When I looked at my door, I saw Nanami standing there. I had no idea when she showed up. All I knew was her arms were crossed and she had a pretty exasperated look on her face.
ナナちゃん、おはよう。
Nana-chan! Good morning!
ナナミ、心臓に悪いことするなよ。
Nanami, don't do stuff like that. You're gonna give me a heart attack.
ポニーとリミさんってほんと仲いいね。
Well, I see you and Remy-san are sure getting along.
焼けちゃうな。
I'm kind of jealous. Oh, don't do this.
ねえねえ、実際のところどこまで行ったの？
Oh, God. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Real talk, though. I'm curious. How far have you two gone?
どこまでって。
What do you mean, how far?
またまたとぼけてないで教えてよ、リミさん。
There you go again. Quit being dumb and just tell me already, Mimi-san.
Seemed like Nanami had selected Remy as her next target. Barging into my room, she pulled aside my computer chair and sat down in front of Remy.
キスは当然したとして、その先は？
God. I'm just waiting for it. I'm fucking waiting. Obviously, you two have kissed. What about beyond that?
ちょっとからかわないでよ。
Hey, stop teasing me.
いいじゃん、教えて。
Oh, come on. You know you love it. Now tell me.
教えない。
Not telling.
じゃあ鬼、教えてよ。どこまで行ったか。
Fine, then you tell me, big bro. How far have you two gone?
Not telling you. Besides, we haven't even kissed yet. For some reason. God, why'd you have to remind me? God, I'm such an idiot. I had so many chances before now. I hate myself. At this rate, I felt like I'd never lose my V card. Yeah.
I mean, he basically has a girlfriend. It's only a matter of time. Unless he fucks it up. Of course, this is probably a fucking delusion. Or mind control.
Starting to get depressed how much of a loser I was. I gulped on some milk.
リミさんがのんびりしてるならナナがお兄を奪っちゃうかな
Oh god. Oh yeah, this is 100% a delusion. The real Nanami would never say that. You never know, Rimi-san. You take it too slow. I might just end up stealing him away from you.
Practically a gallon of milk spurted from my mouth.
お兄汚な
Ooh, that's nasty. Speak for yourself.
お前
What? You just...
冗談だよ本気で
Okay, there we... Yeah, sure. I was just kidding. Don't be so uptight.
Ugh. Please stop trying to give me a heart attack.
Alright, now do it. Drop the other shoe. Ah, you're doing this again, eh? You're still doing this? You're still doing this. I don't believe it. I am not believing this.
Side by side, three of us walked to school together. Remy was humming that Phantasm song again. Passing the center of Shodo Park, we took my usual shortcut. This will see a few traces of the earthquake around the park. For example, part of the stone wall circling the pond was still broken.
Like, I bet at the school, like, they're all gonna pledge allegiance to the freaking, like, Radiant Church or whatever it was called.
Even then, that was still way better off than the rest of Shibuya, especially when compared to the sad state of the center of it.
おはようございます
Good morning.
Yuva was sitting on the bench. Turning towards us, she put on a gentle smile and bowed her head.
西条くん昨日はとても楽しかったです
Nishido-kun, I had a lot of fun yesterday.
Yep, in this one, he's like a regular harem protagonist, which is totally not... Yeah, Cosmic Church of Divine Light, yeah. God.
昨日
Yesterday?
ユアと一緒に秋葉原まで買い物に行ったんだ
Yeah, this one he's like in his own freaking harem romance. Which is kind of what you'd think the game was from like a cursory glance.
You and I went shopping together in Akihabara.
あ、わかったお人形さんでしょ
Oh, I see. You went to buy dolls.
フィギュアと言えよ
Your figures, not dolls. Well, it's true that we gonna buy figures.
新しいセイラちゃん早速部屋に飾りました
The moment I got home, I put my brand new Sarah on display in my room.
私も行きたかったな
I wish I could have gone.
リミってフィギュアに興味あるの
Remy? Are you interested in figures? When he asked that, Remy gave a slightly sheepish smile.
っていうか
Well, it's more like she wants to share his interests, I bet.
タクの好きなもの私も好きになりたいし
Yep. I wanna like the stuff you like, Taku.
わあ大胆発言
Ooh, talk about bold.
だったら今度一緒に買いに行きましょう
Alright then. You can come along next time.
本当ありがとうございます
Same as Ash. Same as Ash. Huh? Really? Thanks a bunch.
Yua and Remy had really hit it off.
Alright, so we're gonna go through all the girls.
Yua and Nanami's classes were both in different buildings, so we said our goodbyes at the school entrance. As I changed my indoor shoes, someone came from behind me and blew into my ear. I shuddered. Goosebumps spring all over me, jumped away and spun around. I say... Oh. Here stood Ayase, wearing a narrow smile. Good morning, Takumi.
Oh. Ohayo.
Oh, morning.
Ohayo, Aya-chan.
Morning, Aya-chan.
Aya-chan.
Aya-chan. Ayase tilted her head when she heard Rimi call her that.
初めてよ。そんな呼び方をされたな。
I have never been... This is the first time someone has ever called me that.
悪くないわ。
I do not mind it.
でしょ
Glad you like it.
ファンタズムのライブがあるの。あさって。
Over tomorrow, there will be a Phantasm concert. She abruptly changed the subject. Unsurprisingly, Ayase was hard to get Rita's on as ever.
よかったら来て。
If you would like, come to it.
僕に言ってるの？
Is that directed at me?
匠に言ってるのよ。
Yes, I am indeed talking to you, Takumi, the protagonist,
それと、リミ。
and Rimi.
本当？絶対行くね。
Oh, really? I'm going 100%.
Oh, okay. Fountains had broken up a while back, but I heard there'd been some revival after New Year started up. I wonder why. I didn't know where the change of heart had come from, but what I did know is that I want to hear more of Ayase's singing.
でも、匠は渡さないわ。
Oh, here we go. Yep. It's his freaking harem fantasy world here.
But I will not give you Takumi. He didn't really know was... Yeah, look at this. Oh god, I'm waiting for it. Didn't really know what was up with the butt, but Ayase reached out and softly caressed my cheek as if she was showing Rimi her place.
じゃあね、匠。
See you later, Takumi. With a bewitching smile, she climbed the stairs in front of us. In a daze, I watched her go with the faintest clue of what just happened, without the faintest
た
clue.
く、鼻の下伸びてる。
Taku, you're drooling.
Eh?
I quickly shut up a hand in my mouth.
冗談。
We're doing Ayase last. Nagitana. Gotcha! Alright, Kuzupi and Senna, I guess. We reached our outside of our classroom.
匠さん。
Takumi-chan!
Kuzupi came racing down the hallway, her smile stretched from ear to ear.
I died.
Before she could make it to us, she suddenly crashed into a boy coming out of the classroom and landed flat on her ass. Her eyes swimming with tears, she apologized to the boy, then finally managed to get over to us.
おはようさんさんなの。
Ah, good morning!
怪我はない？廊下を走っちゃダメだよ、コズピ。
Are you okay? You know you shouldn't run in the halls, Kuzupi.
あにゃ。にゃ。
Kuzupi started fidgeting. She then looked up at me from below.
たくみさんに早く教えたかったのら。That was because he wanted to tell Takumi-chan something super fast.
教えるって何を？
What do you want to tell me?
Look!
Kuzupi pointed the direction she had just come running from. Yep, there's Senna. Okay, I think that's everybody. When I looked closer, I saw Senna standing there, leaning against the wall. Her arms were crossed and she had a fairly sullen expression plastered on her face.
セナさん退院したんだ。
She was in the hospital? Senna-san's out of the hospital! Senna had been hospitalized for the past 2 months. Psychological attack had put her out of commission for a long time. He still remembers this. Jeez. Interesting. I wonder if he just became master of NoaH 2? Is that what happened? Did he like become like the master of NoaH 2 and rewrote the universe in his image? If so, then calling it Apodictum kind of fits. Ironically and terrifyingly. Senna raised her head, then slowly began to making her way towards us. She was just as scary as ever. She always carried a certain aura, one that gave out the impression that she would suddenly slap you if you hadn't done anything wrong. I'd gone to visit Senna in the hospital twice a week, but no matter how many times I tried to make conversation, she'd never said so much as a single word. The awkwardness had been torture. Could it be that she just hated me that much? Yeah, this is totally. Yeah, look at this. He's not even the same fucking person. He's just like your standard harem protagonist. Oh. I got it from the same place as I got Maxim, Nagitona. Apodictum refers to apodictic certainty, which is saying absolute certainty that proves upon itself, doesn't like with no possible disproval, no possible way of disproving, just absolute certainty. And just like Maxim is like an absolute truth. And apodictic often refers to like a divine certainty. Could it be that she just hated me that much? I didn't really know how to handle her. Fierce tension hung in the air between us. And again, it would have been more accurate to say that only I was freaked out. She was fine.
というわけで、今日は学校が終わったら退院のお祝いをしようしよう。So, when school's over today, let's go celebrate Senna-san getting out of the hospital.
Kuzubi was the only one showing any sort of enthusiasm. Well, I mean, a party with this kind of atmosphere would be pretty shitty. Nishijo. That was when Senna finally opened her mouth. I shrank back, refusing to meet her eyes. Here. Yeah, Latin is a good source of Chini. The Japanese games often use Norse mythology as a source of Chini words. Yeah. Senna held something out to me. It was a small stick with the word win written on it. He's not even like the same character anymore. He's just like freaking harem protagonist, man. Oh, it's a winning Quitchy Quit Sticky Stick! God. Bewildered, I accepted it. Senna quickly looked the other way. I have something I want to tell you.
なんでしょう。
What is it? Was it just my imagination, or it said his cheeks turned pink? Oh, this is... Oh wow, she's straight up saying it. Jeez. I like you.
Huh?
What? Senna? You broke the rules! Hello? Her sudden confession left not just me, but Remy and Kuzubi all speechless.
For more a moment, I thought she was just teasing me. Senna wasn't the type of character to make those kind of jokes. Which meant, are you serious?
何度もお見舞いに来てくれて嬉しかったんだ。
When you came to visit me, all those times, it made me rather happy.
言わせるな、このバカが。
Don't make me say it, you idiot, you baka! She had grown all daring, then straight back to Soon mode all on her own. Ooh, wait, go back a little. This is all way too sudden. What? Way behind schedule, Remy let out a cry in surprise. Kuzubi likely still processing, held her eyes wide open.
なんだ、先ほど。異論があるの。
What, Sakihata? Surely you don't have an objection.
ありまくりだよ。そんな、とにかくダメだって。
Yeah, lots! That's, whatever, you just can't! It's against the rules! Amy and Kuzubi were utterly baffled, but the most bewildered one of us all was me. I would have never expected something so insane. Without any idea of how in the hell I was supposed to react, I gazed up at the clear sky, sitting outside the window. Somehow, even though the semester only just started, it's already quite the eventful day. I wonder. Oh boy. Will every day be like this from now on? Will these fun, peaceful times go on forever? I sure hope so. Yeah, oh, I wished for it from the bottom of my heart. Suddenly I saw the reflection of my face in the window. The reflection I saw wasn't me, because it was covered in wrinkles. Color and light disappeared. Yep, it's a fucking game. Yeah, it's a fucking color and light disappeared. I was hugging my knees close to me in a space dyed pitch black. In front of my eyes was the only light source around. Oh, so this is Shogun. He's playing the game! It was like a monitor, like a window. It was like a picture frame. Inside it, Remy, Senna, Kuzubi, all chatting happily about something. But I couldn't hear their voices. I stared at it. My emotions were completely inactive. Or maybe my heart was simply dead. I then realized I had been watching my own delusions. A 2D world where I had escaped into. A perfect illusion. How long had it all been a delusion? From the very beginning. I looked behind me when Narose stood tall. With how dark it was, I could only see his feet. Suakun annihilated your heart and mind, did he not? So ever since he'd done that, I've been in delusion this whole time?
君のコードサンプルは採取できました。もう用済みですから、いつでも塵に帰ってもらって結構です。
I was able to harvest your code sample. Now that you've served your purpose, you're free to return to dust whenever you please.
I felt nothing. My heart was dead after all. So I shouldn't have felt anything. And yet, a single tear trickled down my cheek. In the end, I'd gone right back to being a loser. I'd run away from the painful reality.
最後に幸せな夢を見られてよかったですね。
How wonderful it is that you may see a pleasant dream in the end.
Even at the very end, I've been a completely worthless human being. I'm sorry, Remy. I apologize, but I didn't really understand why I had to anymore. I didn't feel any guilt, and so I decided to return to my delusion from earlier. Hopefully someone would kill me one of these days. So until then, I want to fully immerse myself in the happiness that came from the world I'd escaped to. Oh boy. When had the rain begun to fall? Or perhaps this rain had been brought into the world by NoaH too? A gaze rained down from the sky.
Here's the tears, yet.
Stare pierced through the thick pitch-black rain clouds and poured down on me like rain. It's too late for him now. I whispered in my heart to the owner of the gaze. I didn't feel the chill of the rain. Instead, the droplets on my cheeks felt warm to me. First time I'd ever thought of the rain as being warm. Perhaps it was the fault of the spine-chilling cold enveloping the dome. The dome where NoaH too was. Reflected in my eyes was a ruined city. Reflected in my eyes was despair. Reflected in my eyes was death. Reflected in my eyes was nothingness. Not a soul was here. Not a soul was moving. Not a soul was left alive. The only thing I could hear was the sound of the rain continuing to pour. The arc had already been set into motion. We've been unable to stop it, and the future held nothing but despair. At this rate, everything, both the living and the dead, would it all be gently embraced and washed away? I heard him whisper all of this inside his heart. His heart. It's so beautiful.
Oh, wait, is this Remy?
I walked to the figure lying limp in the rubble. It was my fault he had ended up like this. If I had done better, he wouldn't have gotten involved at all. Feelings of guilt tortured me. I blame myself. Forgive me. I'll give you peace now.
Oh, God.
How he had been born was far too sad. How he was going to die was far too sad. A hurt so timid, so fragile. It was like it was made of glass. Glass so pure that shattered its owner to pieces. At the very least, I didn't want him to suffer in the end. Lying on the ground, he looked up to me with vacant eyes. I pushed aside my emotions. Though I was looking at him, I tried to distance myself in an attempt to stave off my tears. If you and I were the only ones left in this world, if we stared into each other's eyes like this for all eternity, would my world be reduced to what's reflected in your eyes? Would your world be reduced to what's reflected in my eyes? The only thing reflected in my eyes was him. The only thing reflected in his eyes was me. When I thought of it that way, the world immediately seemed so much smaller. At least, in the time you have left, I will become your world. Whether the world is painful, whether the world is agonizing, or whether the world is sorrowful, I'll make it sure you no longer have to see it anymore.
ね
Hey. Gathering my resolve, I let out a whisper. Lowering my head, I spread my arms wide, almost as if I was praying to take off, to soar above the rain clouds, as if I was trying to catch all the falling rain.
あなたを見つめる
All that's watching you is a delusion.
殺してあげる
I'll put you to rest now. Feathers of light danced about. They served as a gift handed down from the sky, a gift for his funeral. I slowly knelt to the ground right before his collapsed body. I'll cry if I see your eyes. I'm sorry, I can't look at them. I softly embraced his head in my arms. His body was devoid of all strength, as if he was fully prepared for death. It's all so cruel, isn't it?
ごめん
I'm sorry.
ごめんね
I'm sorry.
今
I'll give you
楽
peace.
にしてあげるからね
I'll give you peace now. His demeanor told me that I wasn't just doing this for my own sake. He has a very peaceful smile on his face. But that smile was so sad, even though I'd held it all in all this time. Tears began to well up. I'd held them back because I didn't ever want him to see those tears. He'd finally found peace. And I didn't want to worry him any further. I kissed him on the lips. They were cold, desiccated, and laden with seemingly endless sorrow. And yet when I kissed him, his trembling ceased. I was overjoyed to know that my warmth was of some use to him. If I drew back from his lips, he would see my teary face. If I drew back from his lips, I would want to kiss him again. If I drew back from his lips, I'd be struck with such selfish feelings. I wouldn't be able to kill him anymore. My lips still enveloping his, I sank my D-sword into his chest. The sensation of it tearing through his skin, boring into his flesh, weaving through his bones, and slowly sinking to the center of his body. It all passed through the sword and into my hands. I'm so sorry. You can sleep for as long as you want to now. Goodbye. Dang. Oh. Was the sky blurring because of the rain? Because of my tears? His body was enveloped by countless particles of light and its lip began to disappear. I reached my hand toward the sky. Somebody, please tell me. Just where could that sky of ours have gone? Okay, I'm glad at least it's not playing the happy music ending. Oh my god. Depressing. My god. Jesus Christ. That was depressing. This is the only science adventure with this many vocal songs? Oh my god. Oh, hello, Door. Welcome to the stream. Oh, it's IS's voice actor singing this song? 3D CGI. Oh, are they talking about like stuff with like Nightheart and stuff? And the freaking Doom Rancor? Jeez, oh god. That was depressing. Oh yeah, here's all the ending themes. And the original version had a different unique song? My god. Wait, Ito Kaneko, yeah, I see that. My gosh, that, like, you know, it's a good thing freaking Sua held back in the main timeline. I swear, like, all these alternate endings are due to Sua doing something slightly different. Not it's interesting. Like, I've noticed that it's not anything Takumi is doing. It's Sua doing something different. Each like that keeps changing the ending. Like in the freaking Yua ending, he talked to her. Like in the freaking Kozuki ending, he decided to go to the school and make everyone go crazy. Like, let's see. In the Nanami ending, no, that was all Takumi. I think just going crazy with the but yeah, and but he did send those hilarious emails. But yeah, I've noticed that in all the endings, it's like Sua doing something slightly different each time. So we have no idea really what happened in the end of the Yua ending. Like nothing of the plot was resolved. All that was resolved was like Yua, the mystery of Yua. Like Sua didn't die, nobody died. Takumi never found out who he was. In the Kozuki ending, I'd really like to see what happened in that universe. And the Yua ending, I'm thinking like, how did that one work out too? Yeah, only the first ending, and I heard, really, that is super interesting. That only this and the first ending were in the original game, so they had a bad ending and a normal ending. Huh. Reach the Crying Sky ending. Ending B, yeah. Let me just check the extra to see like what exactly I've had. Oh yeah, I've got all the who eyes are those eyes. Yep. Silent skies right there. Oh, silent and crying sky, yep. Oh wow, look. I got all the ones on this side for some reason. I'm guessing this is the true ending, like silent, crying, and like maybe bright sky or something for the true ending. Oh, the original did have the true ending, but NoaH expands it. I see. I see. That's cool. Alright. I wonder, like, how do you get it? How, like, what is the difference? Because here, it's getting all the other endings. How do you get the true ending in the original game? Oh, I have to click there, I see. Let's check how many movies we have. Oh, these are... This isn't movies, these are CGs. Backspace. Oh, the tips has info on a certain D sword? Really? Delusion synchronization. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Yeah. Okay. Not delusional in the slightest. Victor Matt. Word from Asumi.
Whenever you see someone grinning because they got some delusion running through their head, don't call them a freak, then treat them like a friend. You do that, chicks will take you because they think you're a nice guy and you'll be even more likable.
Oh my god. Alright, where's the D sword? Oh, there's a new opening I can see. Alright, that's cool. Where's the thing about the D sword? I can't believe this is define what the fuck. Like seriously. Oh, it was the genitania thing. Okay. Having lived more than twice as long as 7 other gigalomaniacs, NoaH's D sword has evolved in far more brutal, distorted form in proportion to the amount of time he has lived. Oh, they have names? Oh, wow. The reason why NoaH's D sword is taking such a hideous form, even without the crucial afflictions, is because it is a manifestation of his negative emotions. And at the root of those emotions are his warped beliefs and sense of justice, his desire to rule over the weak, and his hatred for the world. Okay, oh wow. They do have names. I accidentally clicked, Water Lily is Takamis. Oh wow. Shape of Takamis D sword represents his pure soul. Very long design featuring no ornate decorations. Yeah, wow, yeah, they're polar opposites, I see. Takami until run away, become moving forward, risking his very existence. Edgeless sword severs everything in its path by vaporizing all it touches instantly with tremendous heat. Snowdrop. The excessively violent design of Kozue's sword represents the very soul of Kozue, who has no mercy for those who seek to harm her. Kozue is small and weak, so as a result of her intense desire for the power to protect herself, she materialized a gigantic weapon that was the exact opposite of her physique. In addition to its size, it is specialized for combat. It automatically provides a target based on Kozue's will, and draws them a sufficient trajectory to demolish it. This is why whenever Kozue wields the sword, it appears the sword is swinging her around. So it's like, it's auto. And Accordium. Accordium is Nanami's. The memory of her bangle, symbol of her love for her brother, taken sharp as a blade. That is Nanami's D sword. Influenced by her strong desire not to let anyone else have it, even the hilt itself is made of blades. This makes it impossible for even other gigalomaniacs to hold or wield the sword. And here's Yua's. Yeah, Rose, to be precise, it is not Kusunoki Yua who wields this sword. Bakukusugi exactly, yeah. Characterized by the red petals that dance in the air whenever it is rebooted. Symbolizes the complex Mia held with her sister Yua, which she felt Yua had everything she lacked: elegance, femininity, and kindness. A Japanese phrase that reads "falling as flowers do" is used to reference those who die young, often in battle or some other tragic manner. As for this phrase, Mia's sword also symbolizes her deep mourning for her sister's death, for her own erasure of the existence known as Kusunoki Mia, and for the repose of both of their souls. Oh. Alright, so that's super interesting. I'm glad that we get to... I'll do this at the end of every one, yeah. The Mia plot twist is NoaH exclusive. Oh, wow. That is really cool. Alright, Olga, which one haven't I seen yet? Well, it may have been obvious to you, Olga, but it wasn't obvious to a lot of people. Like, seriously. Like, I didn't get that either. Which movie haven't I seen yet? The rightmost one in the first row, this one? Chaos Head! Ooh, I love this one. Woo! Yeah, I can see it's gotta be OG because look at the aspect ratio. Oh wow, this song is awesome. I love this one. Wow. Banging. That's why the quality is garbage. Wow. Oh yeah, this one is so cool. Oh, that's an awesome picture. I wish that scene actually happened in the story. How awesome would it have been to see all of them wield their D swords at once? I hope we get something like that in the true ending. Because that is such a wasted opportunity. We never get to see them all fight as a team. And there's still 4 of these left. Jeez. I'm guessing one of them is obviously the true ending. But, oh man. Okay, you guys. Next time, we will start the Senna route. So, yeah, I can't wait for that. We're gonna find... like, Senna had a lot of focus in the main story, so I am wondering, what we could possibly learn about her that we haven't already. So I'm curious to see what they do in that one. So until next time, I will say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.